Hello, welcome to Yoga for Boomers and Beyond. I'm your host and yoga instructor, Nancy Boyle. In this episode for Yoga for Boomers and Beyond, we'll be practicing on or beside a chair as usual. The practice will include breath work called pranayama, movement or postures called asanas, and relaxation, which we call shavasana in yoga. Today's practice will be focusing on balance. A recent article in Prevention magazine talked about how grace and balance are crucial survival skills, but they're also perishable. As we age, the muscles we use to stand tall and keep us stable weaken, especially after the age of 30. But aging isn't the only reason why people lose their sense of stability. Balance is really a use it or lose it function. You can maintain it if you stay active, and if you don't stay active, deterioration will accelerate. Balance is a separate system that needs to be developed, just like strength and flexibility. You need to continue to practice it and challenge it. It can be challenged by strengthening the core muscles and the lower body muscles that keep you steady on your feet. Sturdy legs can help prevent a stumble from turning into a fall. And yoga works too. According to Temple University research, women 65 and older who took yoga classes twice a week for 9 weeks increased their ankle flexibility and showed more confidence in their walking. And that last part is important because when people are fearful of losing their balance, they tend to do less things to challenge themselves. And balance can be improved by practicing some simple exercises that we'll be doing today. Practicing will improve balance, prevent falls and injury, and add grace and confidence to your gait, which helps you look, act, and feel younger. So let's get started. So before we begin the practice of balance today, we're going to center ourselves through our breath as we do with each class. So find a nice tall spine, let the crown of the head reach up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders up and back, and then let the hands rest palms up today on your lap. And with the eyes closed, begin to bring your awareness to the sensation of your breath. So as you breathe in and out through the nostrils, maybe you notice how the air feels. It might feel moist or dry. Could feel warm or cool. So just beginning to connect, become aware of the sensation of breath. And as we bring our attention to the breath, allows the rest of our mind to quiet. Notice if you feel restricted or stuck in any way. And if you find there are some restrictions or a little choppiness in the breath, see if you can just bring some nice smoothness into the breath. Bringing the breath all the way down into the low belly, letting it rise up into the low ribs and then up into the space behind your sternum, your breastbone. And then let everything out through the nose. And let things start all over as the breath comes in, low belly, low ribs, and up into the top of the lungs. Open your eyes, bring your gaze up. And take a nice breath in this time. Let the shoulders come up towards your ears and then sigh it all out. Great way to get rid of tension. Inhaling and let it go. So tension can be a real demon when it comes to balance because it makes us really rigid. So we want to get rid of all that tension before we begin our balance practice. And the other thing that's very, very important in balance is working from the feet up. So we're going to work a little bit on our feet here just to get them ready for our balance postures. So what I'd like you to do is root down through the right foot and take the left foot up onto the thigh. And holding on to the ankle, right about the ankle with your left hand, just begin to circle at the ankle. So you're holding on to the bottom of the foot, making big, juicy circles here. And then switching directions. You might feel a little Rice crispiness going on in there. You might even hear it crackling and popping, and that's okay. And then releasing the hand from the foot, just point and flex. And then bringing the foot to stillness, we're going to hold on to the outer edges of the ball of the foot. So the thumbs are on the sole of the foot, on the ball of the foot, and the fingers are resting on top. And we're simply going to make that top of our foot move from side to side. And then after we do that for 5 or 6 times, we're going to stop. And we're going to take our thumbs and our hands as we wrap them around the outer edges of our foot, and we're just going to pull. So we're really making the top of the foot even broader, just making space between the base of the toes at the top of the foot. And next we're going to do something that might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I really encourage you to give it a try. We're going to take our fingers and put them between our toes. So the pinky between the baby toe and the second toe there. So wiggle your fingers down into those creases as far as you can. And if you find that one is simply impossible to get down there, just go down as best you can, or if it hurts really a whole lot, then just leave that finger out. So we're going to take our hands. Our hand is on the bottom of the foot, fingers are between the toes, and we're just going to kind of move the toes forward and back. So we're getting some great movement into the base of the toes here, going forward and back. Maybe 5 or 6 times. And then we're going to come into stillness here, and we're going to squeeze our fingers together so that we're squeezing our toes together. Squeeze our fingers together really, really tight. Maybe wiggle them down a little bit further towards the base of the toe. Breathe through all of this now. And then we're going to release that squeeze, and then we're going to separate our fingers. So we're going to separate our toes by spreading our fingers. Feels kind of strange. How often do you do this? But it feels so good. Our feet love this. And then we're going to take the fingers out from between our toes. That will feel really, really good. And we're going to bring the thumbs right on the ball of the foot. Give a little massage to the base of the toes in the back. So we're simply going to make circles with our thumbs right along the top of the foot. And then we're going to bring those circles down, right the center of the foot, right through the arch, right down to the heel. I bet your other foot's already feeling jealous because this really feels good. I'm just giving a nice massage, really opening up the fascia. And lastly, we're simply going to give ourselves a little pat. So we're going to pat the bottoms of our feet. Tap, 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 tap. And then we're going to take that foot, we're going to put it next to the right foot. And just press the foot down into the ground and close your eyes and just feel the difference. You might even feel a little tingling in the base of the foot and the widening of the foot, a broadening of the foot. It's going to be a great base for balance poses. So this foot is now yelling for some of this beautiful love, right? So we're going to take this right foot up and we're going to flex the foot, bring that foot up, hold on to the ankle, and then holding on to the foot, we're simply going to make circles, big, juicy circles on this side. And you might find one side is really noisy or cracklier than the other. It's often the case. So make them big, slow circles. 5 or so in one direction, and then moving it in the other direction. I'm a little more crackly on this side. You might even hear it. We're going to let go and point and flex. And then we're going to take the right hand on the top, left hand on the bottom. And again, we're going to just move the top of that foot. We're just going to kind of move it from side to side. An action that isn't often taken with the foot, unless you're walking on really flat surfaces. If you're a hiker, you might find that your feet move in this direction more because you're walking over stones and tree roots and things like that. And then we're going to hold on to either side of the foot, and we're just going to pull like taffy. We're just stretching the ball of the foot out sideways. Do it a couple of times. And now we're going to put those fingers in between these toes, so the left hand goes into the right toe. So we might have to help them a little bit at first. Wiggle them down as far as you can. Now I happen to have a bunion on this side, so it's a little harder, but still this foot loves it when I'm all done with this. Feels a little uncomfortable at first, but then it really loves it. So we're just going to take our hands between our fingers between the toes, and we're going to go forward and back right at the base of the toe. 5 or so times here, and then we're going to come to stillness. We're going to squeeze those fingers together. Don't forget to breathe. And then spread your fingers apart as wide as you can. So we're spreading our toes while we're doing this. How often do you get to spread your toes? I mean, usually we're in shoes. In the summer, maybe not so much, but still, our feet really need this. And then releasing, taking that fingers out from this side. And we're going to do the nice little massage at the base of the toe. So make big circles with your thumbs all across the base of all 5 toes. And then bring the massage all the way down through the arch. And you'll find the spots that really, really want you to continue. You know, you want to linger at a particular spot because it feels really yummy. Just go ahead and do that. And then when we're done with the whole foot, we're just going to tap it. There. So then we're going to take that foot down next to the other one, and now they're going to feel a little bit more similar. So just press the feet into the ground and feel how broad they feel. Maybe feel the energy moving through them. Maybe the blood is moving a little more freely through your feet. So they're going to be a great base for us as we move into our standing balance postures. So we're going to come up out of the chair, and we're going to begin. So I'm just going to move this chair a little bit to the side. I'm going to stand in the middle of my mat here. And so you can do this either with a finger or a hand on the chair if you like, or you can do it freelance, if you will, without holding on to anything. We're simply going to bring our feet so that they're parallel, root the feet down into the mat. Really feel as though you're almost growing roots underneath your feet. Really feel grounded here. And we're simply going to rock forward and back. You may want to do this with your eyes closed. So you're just getting a sense of where your weight is distributed in your feet. Where do you feel best? So we're just rocking back and forth. And then stopping right where you feel really, really balanced from front to back. And then we're going to rock a little bit from side to side. And see how that feels. And find that stopping point where you feel balanced in both the balls of the feet and the heels of the feet. Lift your kneecaps slightly, draw your belly in, and let those strings on your sternum and the crown of the head draw you up. Roll your shoulders up and back. So we're in mountain pose, standing mountain pose. It's a nice, strong, balanced posture all on its own. But we're going to begin by bringing ourselves onto one leg. So the weight's going to come into the left foot. And then just bring I'm stuck to my mat. I'm going to get my feet unstuck to my mat. And then I'm going to bring my weight into my left foot, get really tall through the left side, and come onto the toes of the right foot. Staying here perhaps, which would be just fine, or lifting that leg up. Lifting the leg up, flexing the foot. So you want energy to be going through that foot. It's not just kind of dangling here. It's really working. It's part of this posture. And then bring your hands together. And breathe. So to find real stability, you want to find a dristi, which is a little spot maybe in front of you on the floor that doesn't move. Rest your awareness there. And then bring that foot down to meet the left. Bringing the weight into the right side, we're going to come onto the toes of the left foot. Get really long through that right side. Maybe the hands are at the heart, maybe you're touching the chair. It's okay, wherever you are, you are. You're still working these muscles in this right leg, even if you're holding onto a chair. So don't be feeling bad if you have to hold on, it's okay. This is my wobbly side, so I'm going to stay touching the chair. I'm going to lift that foot, flex the foot. And I'm going to find that dristi, that point in front of you that doesn't move. Maybe I let go of the chair. And then maybe I come back to it. Always breathing. The breath gives you some suppleness. It allows you to stay balanced, even though you're wobbling a little bit. And then bring that foot down, maybe pedal the feet out. So we have to practice balance. It's so important to practice balance as we age, because whether we like it or not, that skill, I guess you'll call it, tends to fade with age, especially if we don't practice it. And falls are a big factor in breaking hips, winding up in the hospital, doing all those things that we really don't want to have happen to us. So if we practice our balance, we can really help protect ourselves from that. And one of the things that's very good to do is to practice moving from side to side, landing on a bent knee, because I'm just going to show you an example. I'm going to come to the side, my leg is bent, and I'm just moving from side to side, landing on a bent leg. So what happens if you get practiced in doing this? It's a little harder. Well, you have more recovery time. If you start to lose your balance, you have a little more recovery time with a little bit of bounce in that side. So we're just going to go from side to side. If your leg is straight, it's a lot easier to lose your balance. So just practicing going from side to side. You can do it to music. It really is fun. Just bouncing from side to side. And then coming to stillness, we're going to bring our weight again into our left leg. And we're going to bring our hands either to our hips or to your heart, your choice. I'm going to keep mine at my hips just because it makes me feel really grounded. And I'm going to bring the weight into the left foot, and I'm going to step the right toes forward and back and forward and back. So I'm touching my toes as I move forward and back. And once I feel a sense of rhythm and stability, I'm going to let those toes float. So they're not touching the ground. And then I'm going to bring my arms into play. So you can bring your arms into play if you like as well. So the arms will go in the opposite direction of the leg. So the leg is back, the arm is forward. One and two, and we'll stop. And pedaling always helps, because the side that we're working, that we're standing on, really works hard, gets a little tired. So you can shake out your legs. And we're going to move on to the other side. So we're coming with our weight into our right side. My hands are going to stay on my hips. You can hold on to a chair. So I'm going to touch the toes and bring them back. Find my dristi, that point on the floor that does not move. And just toe and toe and toe. And once I find my stability here, I'm going to let that leg float, so the toes are not going to touch. And once I find that rhythm, I'm going to bring my arms into play. Ooh, a little wobbly, but I'm going to stay upright. Two more. One and two. And then bring that foot down. Bring your feet about as wide as your shoulders. Take a little bend in your knees, bring your hands to your thighs. And we're simply going to circle the hips. So as we work balance muscles, and go in the opposite direction when you're ready. We're really working these glute muscles. And they can get a little bit stiff and tight and unhappy if we don't give them a little rest, a little stretch afterwards. So we're going to do a pose called Warrior 3, and you can use a chair for this. It's also a balance pose. So we're going to start with our body facing the chair. Step the right foot forward and the left foot back. Lift the heart, and as you bend into that front leg, come onto the toes of the back foot. You can keep this chair here for support. You can actually let your torso rest on the top of the chair. Bring your hands to your heart. Again, you're finding a drishti. That back lifted leg is active and engaged. The foot is flexed, and the heel is pressing back. You can even bring your hands down to the seat of the chair for support if you need to. Keep breathing. And then bending into that front leg, step back to Warrior 1. And we'll do the other side. So the feet will come together, and then the left foot will come forward and the right foot will come back. So we're in Warrior 1, hips are square to the chair, and the heart is lifted. Take a nice breath in, bring the weight into the front leg, come onto the toes of the back foot, and then float that leg up. So again, torso can rest on the back of the chair. Hands can come to the seat of the chair, or to the back of the chair, or to your heart. Find that drishti, light up your toes. And don't forget to bring your breath along here. One more breath in, and on your exhale, bring that foot down. Great job. So we're going to come back into our chair. All right. So we've worked our glutes pretty hard. So I think that we're going to do some nice stretches for the glutes before we move into a couple of sun salutations, which I love to do at the end of class. So I'm just going to have you root the left foot down, take the right foot up, and really give it a nice hug. So hug that knee in. Feel a nice stretch in the low right side of your back, along your buttocks. Nice little squeeze, bring that foot down. And take the other leg up, give it a nice squeeze. Keep the spine long. And keep the foot that's grounded really grounded. So let it be part of the pose. It's giving you stability and strength. So you don't just kind of let it hang out there. It really is a part of the movement that you're doing. And then bring that foot down. Walk your feet out to about the width of the legs of your chair. And then sit nice and tall. Roll your shoulders up and back and let the arms relax down. Close your eyes for just a moment and just notice how things feel. Hopefully your feet still feel really wonderful and happy since we gave them that beautiful, beautiful massage and that footwork. And then bring your hands down by your sides. Let the spine get long, and on your inhale, turn the palms away, float the arms up overhead. And on your exhale, come to cactus arms. Palms face forward, elbows as high as the shoulders. And then lean forward on your inhale. Just a little bit, hold that navel in, really working your core. Exhale, the hands come to the thighs, glide over the knees down towards the floor. So we're going to hang out here for just a couple of breaths. Reaching the sitting bones back, letting the crown of the head traction the spine. So the crown of the head points down, the neck and the shoulders are relaxed. Just kind of enjoying this stretch here for this first round of sun salutations. And then on your inhale, come to your fingertips and lift your heart, reach it forward, nice long spine. And on your exhale, fold. On your inhale, root down with your feet, those happy feet we just created. Bring your arms out wide, come all the way up, and exhale your hands to your hearts. That's one. We're going to do two more. Arms down by your sides. Turn the palms away as you float the arms high on your inhale. Exhale, come to cactus arms. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide all the way down. Just really enjoy that beautiful length of the spine. On your inhale, fingertips, come up to those and lift your heart, reach it forward. And on your exhale, fold. On your inhale, the arms sweep wide, root down through the feet and the legs to help you rise up. And exhale the hands to the heart. And then back by your sides. Last one, inhale, sweep up. And exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean. And exhale, glide over the top and down to the ankles. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms wide, come all the way up, and exhale your hands to your heart. So pausing here with your eyes closed, just noticing shifts or changes. So perhaps you feel a shift in energy, mental or physical. Perhaps the body's warmer than it was. Perhaps the heart is beating just a little bit more quickly. So yoga invites us to always notice changes, the effects of our movements. And then bring your hands down onto your lap. We're going to set up for our final pose, the peak pose actually of all yoga practices, Shavasana. And it's in Shavasana, this stillness that we create for ourselves, that we can find quieting of the mind and healing of the body. So find a nice comfortable spot in your chair. Let the back rest on the back of the chair, maybe a pillow behind. Or if you'd like to get down onto the floor, lie on a mat or lie on the rug. Put a little roll towel under your neck to support your spine, your cervical spine. So wherever you would like to be, in a chair or the floor, just begin to quiet down. So the movement piece, the balance, the challenge of those balance poses is over, and now it's time to just simply let all the movement digest, all the benefits sink in. So the legs extend and the hands rest on the lap, palm up is a nice receiving mode, just a way to receive all the energy around you. And with the eyes closed, just begin to let the support of the chair give you permission to surrender your whole body to gravity. So I like to imagine that the line that distinguishes the back of my body is from the chair and its support, the mat, if I'm on the floor, that it just dissolves and the body becomes heavy. And the line that distinguishes the front of my body from the space above just melts away. And so there's a lightness as well as a grounding, as a melting into the earth and a floating up in the opposite direction. So there's a wonderful sense of stability and yet lightness. Allowing the mind to rest as well as you move your awareness inward and upward to your third eye, that space right between your eyebrows, moving the awareness inward and upward to behind that space. Allowing the breath to slow down, allowing the mind to quiet as well. And if thoughts start to drift back into your mind, just acknowledge them as having shown up. Give them a little nod and shoo them away. Let them float past like a cloud in the sky. Don't grab onto them. Start to tell stories or build stories around them. Just notice that the thought has become present, and then just let it go. Come back to the sensation of breath. So how often do we get to be still in this very fast-paced world? This is an opportunity that is very healing for the mind and the body. And when you're ready to move out of this posture, this Shavasana, just begin to bring some awareness to the breath again, deepening it, smoothing it out. The body itself, wiggling the fingers and the toes, circling the ankles and the wrists. And then taking a nice full body stretch as you extend the legs and bring the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring the hands back to the heart. Slowly opening your eyes. All set to go about your day, fully balanced and rested. Nice and relaxed from that beautiful Shavasana. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, namaste. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. If you know of someone who might benefit from this practice, I hope you'll share it with them by hitting the share button below. A link to this video and other information about the benefits of practicing yoga can be found on my Facebook page, and that link is also shown below. I encourage you to share your feedback as well. Tell me what areas of your body I could focus on that would help you. I hope you'll join me next time. Until then, namaste.